The FBI told him after his arrest he could avoid jail time if he allowed them to impersonate him online, and he said no, and now he's fighting state charges for material aid of terrorism. First, let me fix a mistake I made in a previous video. Des Sanchez and Dario Sanchez are two different people. Des Sanchez was sentenced to 30 years in federal prison yesterday for transporting a box of political zines. And for those of you that do not know what that is, it's papers that have political stuff on them. That's it. Now, the person that got the impersonation offer is Dario Sanchez, a 32-year-old educator that's facing state charges for simply removing someone from a group chat. Now, his ordeal began when the feds raided his home. And the crazy thing is, he wasn't even at the Prairieland ICE detention center, and his crime, removing somebody from a group chat after they asked to be removed. And prosecutors turned that into charges of tampering with evidence and hindering the prosecution of terrorism, which are third-degree felonies under Texas law. Now, after his arrest, the FBI made him an offer and told him, if you cooperate, let agents take over your social media accounts and impersonate you online, then you can avoid prison. And he refused. Now, the FBI's social media exploitation program routinely provides fake online identities to agents and police, allowing them to friend targets, access private posts, and monitor activist networks. They also have a system where they're able to take over confidential informants' social media profiles just to pose as them. Dario Sanchez was given a choice: become a digital rat or face punishment, and he chose the latter. And I know there's some of you that are probably thinking there's no way that this is legal, but it is. At the federal level, there is no specific legislative framework governing law enforcement use of social media, like at all. Courts have ruled that monitoring public posts requires no warrant, and using fake accounts to access private content is perfectly legal. Agencies don't need a judicial warrant or approval. They don't need written policies. There's no oversight for undercover social media operations either. And this tactic mirrors the FBI's COINTELPRO era of the 1950s through 70s, when agents used informants and poison pen letters to disrupt, derail, and discredit political movements. Today, instead of spreading false rumors in person, the FBI takes over real people's online identities to surveil their friends and communities and to spread discord and dissension. Dario Sanchez thankfully said no to becoming part of that system, but imagine the others that have said yes. How many informants are out there, their accounts controlled by federal agents, their loved ones monitored without our knowledge? The FBI won't even say. That's the crazy part, because there's no transparency, no accountability. Dario Sanchez and the Prairieland 19's case are the first major arrests after NSPM-7 was put into place. NSPM-7, or the National Security Presidential Memorandum 7, signed in September 2025, orders federal agencies to target anti-American activity. Under this directive, prosecutors use the defendant's Black clothing, Signal app use, first aid kits, and political zines as evidence of domestic terrorism. Now, that is why Des Sanchez, someone who was simply giving out zines, and 7 others received sentences ranging from 30 years to 100 years. That is why Dario Sanchez is facing charges for deleting someone from a group message. The state is trying to teach us all a lesson: stand by or else. Now, the FBI has opened cases in over 30 states related to anti-ICE activity, or NSPM-7. Dario Sanchez wasn't a shooter or a planner. He was simply someone who deleted another person from a group chat. Consider donating to help him and others at prairielanddefendants.com.